Good evening, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your closing bell for Tuesday, May 17, 2022, 2 days before the PGA tees off. And what an afternoon with Mr. Dub Z Anderson. Holy cow, that guy is amazing, off the charts and full of energy, full of knowledge, and just great 25 minutes of spitting venom about the tournament. And hopefully we will have him back for many more majors and then some. ECSI VIPs. Let me get this off my chest. Anyone in our Discord channel, anyone that follows me on my timeline, anyone that picks up the phone and texts me, calls me, or DMs me or whatever. We have had the worst shit luck in the last 5 or 6 days in bases and in the NHL series. And last night was another perfect example where Peralta gives up 2 hits and the Brewers leave the bases loaded. They had a couple other small opportunities, but in the 5th inning, we got Yelich up, who's been doing a lot better. Gets out. 6th inning, they score a run. Of course, we lose the first half minus the hook. And then the classic of all classics, I left 3 winners on the desk. Anyone that watched the closing bell last night picked up on them, I hope. But there were some gifts there. If you're not getting the gifts, if you're playing the first 5, it sucks. And last night, what happened to us in the full game sucks even more. I said the Dodgers' first 5 was the play. It was minus 150. Couldn't get in. And now I'm sitting there laughing the whole way, of course, because bottom of the 5th, they're down 2-0. Miraculously, they scored 3 runs, of course. But we got them in the full game minus the run and a half. And we're up 5-2. Top of the 9th. 1 out. No guys on. Infield hit, 2-run homer. Thanks, Kimbrel. And a loss. So you know what? Guess what Kimbrel did again? We didn't have any skin in the game. He just blew a 2-run lead and gave up a run in the 9th, and he blew the run line again. Comical. Last night, I talked about the Sox first 5. Up 1-0, top of the 5th. They give up a solo homer, 1-1. They're at bat in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, a guy on third, 2 strikes. Pass ball, the guy scores 2-1. Today, the White Sox, 0-0, top of the 5th. They score 3 runs. Are you catching a pattern here? If you're put into this position and you can't get the key hit, it sucks. But when you see an edge in starting pitching and have an opportunity to get in without laying 200, 210, and you're giving up a half run, minus 115, 120. I didn't say 140 or 145 or the Dodgers last night, 150. I won't do that to you. But you need some kind of luck. You need some key hits. I said the Rangers look like the dog of the day yesterday. Give up 3 in the first. Syndergaard never got out of the first. On the desk. So I'm not here to bitch, whine, scream, holler, saying that my eyes are wrong here. They're not. We just have had some bad luck. And they say it's supposed to change. It evens out. Well, they owe us a lot. Okay? So the rant's over. We got some action to talk about. And Celtics Heat. The whole world was on the Heat. Heat was favored by 2. Celtics, of course, we're going to have this big letdown. And now no Horford, no Smart. The line just crept to 3.5, now 4. Probably by tip-off will be 5. And so everyone can put their D-Wade jerseys on, their old LeBron jerseys on, because, you know, the heat is on, as they said in Eddie Murphy and whatever the hell that movie was. It was the first one, though. I loved him. Beverly Hills Cop. But anyways, guys, let's have a day. Let's have some fun, and let's bring him in. Mr. Scott E. Webb.
How are you today, Jeff? It sounds a little chappy, but it's okay.
I could have called you at 2:30. I was wide awake at 4:30. I was watching the PGA channel, and here I'm looking for some inside information. You know, what the hell's going to be going on? And they're talking about Phil Mickelson, Greg North, the Saudis, the Live tournament. I'm like, guys, I could give a rat's ass about that. Talk about this tournament.
That's why I keep saying, I mean, this show is all about the convergence and crossover of taking mainstream sports and putting and applying what happens in mainstream sports, and then putting the wagering angle to it. And I think that's what people like, and I think that's why we're doing pretty well. And I think that that's going to grow from here. So anyway, all that stuff being said, that's just the premise of what we're doing here. But anyway, I had a good day yesterday, my friend. Put out 3 plays on the show yesterday, all 3 wins. We had the Miami Marlins full game -1.5. I got that at plus 115. I think they won 8-2. New York Yankees on the run line -1.5 was -105. That was a winner, and I had the Twins yesterday -130. So pretty good day for me yesterday, and see if we can back it up today.
Some afternoon baseball, as I just said in the rant. Dodgers hold on to win 7-6. Repoy versus T. Gilbert. Dylan Cease coming off a butt whooping to the Yankees, was in a real good spot. They beat Kansas City 3-0. This game I didn't understand. I got a lot of questions on the New York Mets and St. Louis. Mikolas versus T. Williams. And I'm just telling you, I thought it was a trap the whole time. I thought that St. Louis should have been opened up a -125, 130 favorite. But when you woke up this morning, the Mets were -110, 105, 115. Depends where you shopped. And 75% of the bets, 86% of the money, which I am doing less of on Ticket Count, and I will do probably a podcast on this. There's a lot less money that comes in baseball games. Okay, like in a football game, when a line moves a half a point or a point, there's a reason, or there's some sharp, heavy money. There's not a lot of people going to the windows and putting 50, 100,000, 200, 500,000 on a baseball game. It just doesn't happen. So even when you see this big, obnoxious ticket count, 90-10, well, that 10% could be a lot heavier and sharper than the 90% on the public and the D-gens there. So currently 0-0 Cincinnati, Cleveland, Overton versus Plesac. We got a boatload of games, Scott. The board is yours. Have fun with it.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to talk about the games that already started. There's no point in that. I don't, yesterday I had 3 plays. Today I'm going to give out some plays today. But today I'm looking at the underdogs today. I think there's some value in some of these plays. So first thing is Brisky and McClanahan. You want to get into that game, good luck. Brisky's not that good of a pitcher. Detroit's not that good of an offense, and they're going to face a pretty good pitcher today. So the Rays are the way to go. The Rays aren't hitting that well, so it's hard to sit there and go, yeah, I want to play the run line. Yeah, I want to do all this other stuff. I just stayed away from that game. Adon and Poteet today, that Miami and Washington game. One of the things I like about what I do is I can a lot of times differentiate some of these guys you never heard of based on performance and what they do and what they're supposed to do. But Adon, he's not very good. He's really not very good. He's got a walk rate, Jeff, 6.26 walks per 9 innings. I mean, how can I can go out there and not throw strikes? I mean, shit. I be a position player and walk 6 guys every game and holy shit.
And speaking of walks, I did want to add the Dark Knight had a dark day as he's been suspended for 60 games for God knows what.
Well, I can tell you why he was suspended. He was caught up in that Los Angeles Angels where the guy, I forget what the name of the pitcher that died there recently from a drug overdose. Matt Harvey was part of the distribution ring. So he was making that drug available to other players. So he was suspended for 60 games or 60 days. but that 60 days is retroactive back to April 29th or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, he's not. I don't think if you're trying to have Matt Harvey save your season, you're in big trouble. So,
Have you seen? I don't want to interrupt and ruin where you're going here because there's a lot of games about to go off. But have you seen a guy fall from such graces so quickly?
Not really. I mean, he lost it. I mean, whatever he had, he lost. He had that Batman motif thing going, and he was the Dark Knight, and everybody loved him, and he pitched real well, but then he got hurt.
Well, they were comparing him at one point to Tom Seaver.
Yeah, everybody does that, right? These kids these days, this is the next coming of Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle.
Well, we have a Babe Ruth
and Ted Williams and all these other guys. I mean, holy crap! But I don't know. Thor's not Thor either anymore. So it is what it is.
He was sore after last night. How's that sound?
Well, everybody goes through that a little bit, but he just doesn't have, I keep trying to say it. He's not the same pitcher. And every time I talk, when I see him on the board, he's not that guy. That doesn't mean he can't win games. He's not that guy. He's a guy that's going to have balls in play. Anyway, so Adon and Poteet, I'm not going there. Now, Poteet's not bad. He's pitched before. He's just filling in a role here, giving some guys some time off. But the next game I did play, this is that I'm looking at on my list. It's San Diego and Philadelphia. Now, there's a big reason why I played this game today. I think you're getting a little bit of value in San Diego. This game's Eflin is minus 110 or something like that, I think.
Yeah, 112 at Circa right now.
So I like the dog here. I like San Diego here. And the reason I like San Diego, it's the guy that stirs the stick and has been stirring the stick for the last week or 10 days in Philadelphia is Bryce Harper. Guess who's not playing today? Bryce Harper. And I get it. You can put somebody else in there, and a lot of times they can, for a day or two do pretty well. But this is Clevenger. Clevenger hasn't had good starts yet. So he's had 2 starts since he's come off the injured list. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings is the most he's pitched. So I think he's ready to get out to 5.5, 6 innings. I like their bullpen. I don't like Philadelphia's bullpen. And if you take Bryce Harper out of that lineup, they got 2 other guys that are hitting for them. Now, if you put San Diego's lineup in there, they got 3 guys hitting for them. And they don't have nearly as many guys in the negative category on the WAR list for hits than what the Philadelphia does. So Philadelphia's got like 3 guys hitting and 9 guys not. And San Diego's got, 2, 3 guys hitting, and they're going to play. And then they got a few guys that are kind of in the middle and then a few guys at the bottom. That's kind of what you want. So I like the idea that you're getting some good value here. San Diego's a good team. Philadelphia, they came off a good series. They're pretty hot right now. But Eflin is one of those pitchers that can get hit. And as he can get hit, he didn't strike guys out. It's only six strikeouts per 9 innings. And it's a batting average of 273. And we've talked about what the batting average is. It's 234. That's the league average. So everybody's smashing him. So I like the idea. And Eflin hasn't started a game since May 1st. So this is his first start since May 1st. That's almost 3 weeks. So give me San Diego against Eflin in that bullpen. And I'll take my chances, especially at a 50-50 coin flip here. And I think I got an edge. So I'm going to play it that way. So that's game number 1 for me that's going to play. New York, Baltimore, I'm going to stay away from today. Those prices are out of hand. You don't want to play minus 1.5, minus 140, minus 150. I mean, that's just stupid. So I'm not going there. Watkins is not very good. But I am going to play this next one. This is Seattle and Toronto. This is Gilbert against Barrios. And I'm taking Gilbert tonight. Now, Gilbert's off of 2 bad starts. I shouldn't say bad. They're just below average starts. His last 3 games, his game score is a 47. His game score for the season's a 57. So that means he's due for a good start today. Barrios has had one good start all season, one, and he's thrown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 2 good starts. He's had 6 starts, and so only 2 of them good. So I like the idea that Toronto only has one guy above the 1.0 WAR number. And everybody else is in the negative. Now they hit the ball yesterday, so that number will change if they hit the ball again tonight. But Gilbert's not one of those guys you're going to get a lot of hits off of. His metrics numbers, xFIP is 345, and his Sierra number is 373. Strikeout rate's 9.96. So balls in play, not so much. Batting average against 210. Now the only thing that bothers me is he's got a left on base percentage of 80%. I don't like that, but that's the only detriment that I see. Barrios, on the other hand, wasn't it not too long ago? I can remember him as a strikeout pitcher. He's averaging 5.97 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's like Plesac today. Plesac's 5.4. So if you're telling me that he's going to be throwing balls up there and Seattle can hit him, I'm going to take Seattle. His xFIP 4.32, Sierra 4.49, batting average against 277. I like the idea that they can put balls in play against Barrios, and Gilbert's going to pitch well. So give me Seattle, and they're like plus 130 today. So Gilbert's one of those guys you want to bet on today. And then I don't know if people know who Martin is in that White Sox game. He's just a call-up kid. He's not this rock star prospect guy that you're going to go out and go, oh my God, this is the greatest guy I've ever seen before. He's not that guy. I would expect him to pitch 5 innings. I'd expect him to give up 3 runs or so. And that's even against the Royals, because the Royals can't hit anybody. The guy's averaging, I think it was, when I looked at it, it was like 5 strikeouts per 9 innings in AAA. That's not very good. You want a guy that's going to be double digits down there, or at least 9, something like that, so that you can get some kind of feel for, velocity, speed. He's an impact guy. He's just filling a spot. So they played what two games today. So they got to bring in somebody to pitch. Singer on the other side has been in a relief role for the Royals. Now Brady Singer. If you talked to me last year, he was supposed to be their number 1 pitcher. He's a young kid. He's pretty good, but he's been relief pitcher. He's only pitched 3 times so far, and the most innings he's thrown so far has been, I think, 2.5, 2 1/3, something like that, 2 2/3 innings. So if you get 5 innings out of Singer today, you're in pretty good shape. And if you're going to play this game, my suggestion to play this game would be is to see what the line is on first 5 plus a half a run, and see if you can hang in there and battle Martin. Your Quiddy and Evaldi, I'm not interested in this game, because I think you have to bet. If you play this game, you want to play Boston, and I think the number is not where I really want it to be. What is that number? That number is
118.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I just they won yesterday in a game where I don't know if you probably watched it. You're in Boston. Odorizzi got hurt, so they carted him off the field yesterday. I think he's got like Achilles problems, so he might have blew it out. And he was doing great. He's pitching pretty well in that game. So it was a 3-3 game until they put in a relief pitcher they got from the Phillies, and he gave up 17 runs, I think. So that was no good. I'm just kidding. He didn't give up 17 runs. Matz and Walker, I like this game. So this is one of those spots where, again, you go to who won the first game. The first game was won by the Mets. Here you got the second game. You got Matz, who used to pitch for the Mets. So he gets a little bit of opportunity to pitch back against them. And Matz is a 3.30 xFIP and a 3.43 Sierra number. Walker is a 4.90 xFIP and a 5.38 Sierra number. So all that just means is that the metrics, predictable metrics, are saying that Matz is gonna pitch well and Walker's not. And Walker's off a game score 74, the best one he's thrown so far. And I think it was his first start not facing a team called the Phillies. So this will be his second start not facing a team called the Phillies, and I think you're going to run into the idea that Matt's being left-handed. I looked it up. The Mets are 20th in baseball against left-handed pitching, and he's a big strikeout guy. So 9.89 strikeouts.
If I remember correctly, which I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I thought I remembered Matt's got to start in St. Louis this year against the Mets and
he has pitched once against the Mets already, and he got bombed. So
that's what I thought.
So I like that part of it too. So that was another thing coming, but that's great. I mean, you got a way better memory. I got to look that shit up all the time. So that's a great memory. Yeah, I mean, so my opinion, I'm taking Matt's. I think there's value there, plus 116. So those are my 3 dog plays that I'm playing. The way I would break down the rest of the board, you got Atlanta Davidson making his first start of the season. It's a young guy against Milwaukee. It's kind of a big game for Atlanta. They got to start winning some games. That game yesterday was 1-0, and Peralta was something else. I think there was 16 strikeouts in that game yesterday for Milwaukee against Atlanta. And if you're gonna, now Hauser's not gonna get 16 strikeouts, but if you're gonna have Atlanta repeat, they can't strike out 16 times in a game. It's just not gonna work. Brubaker and Thompson, I'm not interested. Those are 2 guys that either one of them could get bombed. Detmers is interesting today. I would tell you that I like Los Angeles, especially off of a loss yesterday. This is Detmers off a no-hitter. So there's no way I'm stepping into that, because what happens when they throw a no-hitter. The next time out, they're not very good. So take me off of that one. And I'm not going to back Texas either, because Hearn's off of a good game, and it's one of his very first good games he's had in a while. Cobb and Cool, the number's too bad. Cool's been really good for Colorado since they got him from Pittsburgh. He really has been solid, steady, very good pitcher. But you're facing the San Francisco Giants, so it just means you're going to have to score a whole bunch of runs. And Cobb's that guy that if he's on, he's going to shut you down, and if he's off, you're going to be able to score runs. So I'm staying away from there. Here you got Bundy back after his injury, and I would tell you, The number originally was like minus 150 or something like that when Winder was showing up as the pitcher. And then they put Bundy in as the pitcher. Now it's minus 125. So that tells me a lot about where they think Bundy's at, and sort of where I thought Bundy's supposed to be. I don't think he's going to be any good. Caprillian's really not come to fruition since he's been on the DL. I will say Oakland's starting to get a little more healthy. They got their center fielder back, whatever his name is, that little Italian guy. And he's a fire plug for them. So I like the idea that maybe they get a little bit of seasoning there.
Is it the Loreno kid?
I'll get it for you real fast. He's
Loreno?
Loreno. It begins with an L. That guy's pretty good, and he's pretty good for them. Yeah, Laureano. Now he hasn't hit real well yet, but he's one of those guys that kind of fills that spot for them. And then the other game that Arizona's pitching their best pitcher, I should say best. I mean, Gallen's better than Kelly, but Kelly's been really good. And he's going to face Anderson, and Anderson got blasted the last time he played. We gave out Philadelphia against Anderson in that game and won that game. But I don't think you have the same sort of offense in Arizona that can capitalize on what Anderson does. So I don't like it. I don't like the numbers. If I was going to play it, I'd play Arizona, but I'm not gonna go back there. And that's it. That's what I got. I got 3 plays: San Diego, Seattle, and St. Louis.
For me, I like where your eyes are with San Diego, number one. I do see exactly what you're seeing there. The St. Louis Mets game against St. Louis gets shut down in the first game. I like Mets in New York, bounce back, tough to win a doubleheader there, so I would lean Cards as well. Nothing in the Pittsburgh Cubs game. I was looking in depth with the Milwaukee and Atlanta game, and the numbers on the tickets. Now, again, I keep trying to stress, guys, don't get infatuated with the numbers and the ticket counts. But everywhere I did look, I didn't see much Atlanta play. Yet the line opened at 115 and it's not moving. So I like Atlanta here. I like them first 5 or I like them full game. Either which way we've been playing them. We've been snake bit, so cut them in half unit first 5, half unit full game. At least if you get a split, you get a split. Otherwise, you win both, and it's a full unit there. I was looking at San Fran and Cobb. I do like him first 5, minus the hook. You can get that right around even money, maybe minus 105. What I will tell everyone is this: is I said last night when that total is 12 or more in Colorado, that usually goes over, and it went flying over. Started slow. Tonight it's at 11, so probably they got Vegas has got this at that all 6-4, 6-5 games somewhere at that. Arizona and the Dodgers, I could give a what about Yankees and Baltimore? Watkins is awful. We went against him in Texas on this weekend, and we cashed there. I mean, the Yankees are the Yankees right now. I don't know what their team total is. It's probably 4.5. I mean, if they leave Watkins in like they did last time, the Yankees could get that by the 3rd or 4th inning. I see the value, as you were talking about with Gilbert. The only thing for me is I don't know which Berrios you're going to get. Gilbert has shown some regression of late. Jay's bats maybe wake up. I don't know, but I'm rooting for Gilbert there. White Sox win 3-0. Tough to win a doubleheader. I don't know much about Martin. Do like the pedigree on Singer. I think Kansas City is a live dog here. And as we speak, it's down to a pick 'em as we thought. Urquidy and Evaldi, this game kind of surprised me because and my initial eye test would say I honestly thought the Sox would have been favored by more. But when you look deeper, Houston not being favored here was an eye-opener. I give the edge to Evaldi. I watched, I had that game on sound in the 8 games that I was watching yesterday, and it looked like Odorizzi was shot. And it was, it was an ugly scene. A rain delay for an hour, and then Neris comes in, and, Bogarts hits a homer, Story hits a homer, and the rest is history there. Detmers and Hearn, exactly what I was thinking. First game off a no-hitter, you're supposed to go against them. I say if you didn't have Texas yesterday, don't jump on them today. But that is the theory you're supposed to use there. Bundy and Caprillion, no real thoughts. And by the way, I owe wow, I was wrong again. These guys, these retreads that come in. Johnny Cueto yesterday, huh? I mean, Jesus, I don't get it. I don't know what water he's drinking, but send some to the Cape, please. A couple hockey games. Tampa and Florida. Florida opened at 150, now 161. Obviously too steep. I do know a lot of people are on Tampa here. They like the value. If you wanted Florida tonight, you could have got them overnight plus 100 in regulation. And again, Colorado opened at 225, now 210. They've been off for about a week, so they might come in a little flat. I don't know. We shall see there. Closing thoughts, Scott.
Yeah, I put I thought it was kind of an interesting article into the website yesterday and posted it out, put it in our Discord channel. Go ahead.
No, Arenado doubtful for game 2.
Well, that's not very good when you bet on St. Louis, for God's sakes. So I put a list together of what I would consider to be the best pitchers going so far this season. And I put it on the website. I put it in Discord, so it's there. And what was interesting is that I when I handicap a baseball game, the first thing I look at is xWOBA. xWOBA is the predictive number of weighted on base percentage. Weighted on base percentage is better than better than batting average. It's better than RBI. It's better than slugging percentage. It's better than almost any stat you can for a hitter. So you can do it for a pitcher. So the major league average was I think it was like, I don't remember, 3 something. I've got the article pulled up, but it's 329. So looking at the pitchers on this list, the 24th pitcher on this list is 305. So these guys are pretty damn good. The best pitcher is 241. And that's Dylan Cease, and he had a great game again today after he got beat up by the Yankees the other day. So then I put the 3 true outcomes right beside it. So the 3 true outcomes are walks per 9, strikeouts per 9, home runs per 9. So the pitcher's controlling everything. And then I put a column there for if you bet on these guys, how much money would you have made or how much money would you have lost? So out of those 24 guys, 10 of them are negative money. One of them, Aaron Nola, is minus $647. So that means he's minus 6.47 units. Of course, Paul Blackburn of Oakland is plus 6.79 units, so it kind of offsets that. But the point that there is when baseball doesn't work where you have to go pick the very best pitcher every single time, because the lines you're going to pay are unbelievable. Like Rodon hasn't lost very many games, and he's minus $71. If you bet on him every day, you're down money betting on Rodon. But what you can do is when you look at betting on these top 24 guys, you can certainly bet the under, and it's going to come in more often than not. But what happens is xWOBA is a predictive measure of how these guys do of keeping base runners off the path. And then you got walks per 9, strikeouts per 9, home runs per 9. They control the game from the mound. So if they limit base runners, they control the game from the mound, they ought to win some of these games. And that's where you can look at, okay, these guys are really good. The bullpen either cost them or something else happened. They just blew up one game, whatever it is. But I thought it was an interesting take, with the idea being that that's the difference in baseball. You can't just go take the best guys and have a run, and have to go cover 14 points and win a game, because it don't work like that. And your best guys lose. So, and it's not always their fault. You take them out of a game and all of a sudden the bullpen comes in and they lost. And then you look at the Phillies guys and they come in and stuff. So anyway, point being, I just thought it was an interesting look, an interesting article, and maybe in the next couple of weeks I'll do it again and see what it looks like then.
For me, and I did read it, by the way, very good. And it is like one of those, that's a hard thing about baseball, talking today to a few colleagues and friends is, they're already waving the white flag. It's like no system's working. It doesn't matter what I do. And I was like, well, you're 5, 6, 7 weeks into the season here. This thing runs 6 months, 24 weeks here, so you need to, instead of wave the white flag, retrain the eyes, see what's working, sees what is not working. Maybe even, start getting a little creative because the Yankees have played 35 games. Okay. That means if my math is correct, they have 127 left. Okay, guys, a lot of baseball left, a lot of wins out there. It's just a matter of, as Scott, what he put together. Shit, Rodon's the best pitcher. Cease is the best pitcher. I better make sure I take them every game. Well, it doesn't work that way. And I was talking about first 5 versus full games and trying to get into some of these first 5s and the reasoning, but some people have the thought process, I don't like 15 outs. I rather get my 24 or 27 outs, but I get that part. I really do. But they don't understand that once your starting pitcher leaves the game, there could be 2, 3, 4 other arms that touch that ball. And you just don't know. It only takes one of them to really go out and screw up a game and cost you a win. And also, so for me, I want everyone to remain patient. Like I said, luck's got to change, and whether you cut back on your unit sizing till we get rolling again, you cut them in half, cut them into quarters. It's just how many times can I say right side, wrong result? And for the people that just don't watch the games, they go to bed and they wake up and see the final score. Well, you really don't know how it got there. And there's been some real bad beats the last 5 to 7 days in the bases. Never mind, I won't even talk about the hockey series. So with that, want to thank everyone that was watching us live today. Without you, there's no ECSI. For anyone still hanging around that hasn't subscribed to our YouTube or Twitch channel, please do that at East Coast Sports Investor. Subscribe. It's free. Hit the like button. Tell a friend or two. And anyone wagering and investing today, please do it responsibly. If you do have a problem, pick up the phone. There is an 800 number available. Ask for help. Why? Myself and Scotty care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month through 2022 and beyond. Tomorrow morning, 10:30, myself and B2B Rob from Beating the Book, talking PGA. 1 o'clock, Andrew McGinnis. We will cross the border. As always, talk some NHL pucks, props, and series as they get into round 2. Myself and Scotty will round it off at the closing bell. Thursday, in the morning, Brady Tinker from DWT. I'll have to double check that. The Dallas sports guy talking Dallas Mavericks, Luka, as they get ready for the Warriors. Jordan Spieth, 17-1 right now to win the PGA and the official Grand Slam. Finally, talk a little Stars hockey, some Rangers, some Dallas Cowboys, whatever he feels like talking about. And then we will have at noon Sean Alvarez talking the Preakness, and me and Scott will be back for the bell. So everyone have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. Have some fun. Cash a few tickets. If you're in, you're a little over your skis, you're a little frustrated, as you see I am. Take a step back, maybe a little decaf. Take it easy on the Red Bulls. Smoke a nice cigar. Have some fun tonight, and we'll see you in the morning.